How much do you actually believe that your marriage could be restored? Do you believe that you and your marriage are important enough to be noticed by God? Well, I want to tell you a little story. And that story is about a time when I lost 100 pounds. And I had so many people asking me, what's the secret? And you know what my answer was? Belief. I believed that it was possible because I knew if I didn't believe, I was never going to put in the level of effort necessary to actually succeed. I knew that doubt essentially kills action. Doubt feeds a defeatist attitude. Doubt kills all possibility. But belief fans the flame and the fire towards success. I knew that in my flesh that I would fail because I am weak, but I have this level of belief in the God that I serve that has essentially served me very well over the years. And I want to talk to you about that today. Hello, my name is Tanya Jean, and I am creating content to help wives through really difficult seasons in marriage by focusing on our part in taking responsibility and looking at ourselves and no longer pointing the finger out, but instead saying, how can we improve? How can we be better? God, do a work in me. If this is your first time here, thank you so much for visiting. If you have come back, I just love you. So James 2:26 talks about faith without works is dead, which essentially means is that we still have to do our part. We can't sit back and pray and then just want God to fix everything. We still have to show up. So how does my story about weight loss and belief have anything to do with marriage? Well, I'll tell you. If you do not believe that your marriage can be restored, chances are you're probably not going to put in the work and the effort, doing the surrendering necessary and all the inner work and the forgiveness and the find the grace and the empathy and all of that stuff if you've essentially already checked out because you don't believe that it can change. Does that make sense? I needed to figure out how I could get back to believing that my marriage could be restored. Now, the only way that I believe personally that that can happen is with God at the center of it. It takes having a personal relationship with Jesus Christ that you can go to ask for this guidance, to do your surrendering, to ask forgiveness, to pray about your hardened heart, to be worked on and see if you're dealing with pride, to see if your expectations that you have over your husband are in check. There's all sorts of things that need to happen, and you need the help of the Holy Spirit to talk to you, to guide you through that process. That's just my very strong opinion. That is my experience. That is my relationship. I know that I would not be alive today if I did not have a personal relationship with Jesus Christ. So I just want to put that out there. Take it or leave it. But this is a mountain I'm willing to die on. It is my story, and I'm sticking to it. It takes really setting your pride aside and just be willing to say, I can't do this on my own. That's hard for someone like me because I am a take charge, get it done, planner, fixer. I want to be able to just do all the things because I feel like I can do all the things. And God really had to do work in me to say, no, sweetheart, you cannot do all the things. That is why I am keeping you reliant on me. I went through a lot of unnecessary brokenness and pain, I believe, because I was being so stubborn. I was being double-minded. I would pray every day, be in my word every day, counting on him, but then try and take over and fix the way that I wanted to fix it because I wanted it done faster. And I thought that I just knew how to do it. It took me and my husband realizing that we were not capable in our flesh of fixing anything. We tried for many years to fix it on our own or in our own way. I shouldn't say on our own because, like I said, I wake up every single morning before the sun and I read, I pray, I I do all the things, but that doesn't mean that I have it all figured out. I have so much refining yet to have happened to me. The last couple of years, the things that I've gone through in my marriage has really shown me just how much I need to believe and rely on God, that He has my best interest at heart. I just want to urge you to let go and let God do what only God can do. Even if you are at your wit's end and you have had it, I just want to remind you that God is not in a hurry. He's not in a hurry. I get that you were in a hurry. I was in a hurry. Praise the Lord. He got me to just slow down. I knew that the future of my children's lives were dependent on my ability to slow down, hand over the control, and let God do what He needed to do. I knew that I had to stop placing blame on my husband, and that I needed to take a cold, hard look at me and who I had become, and what refining needed to be done in me that I probably couldn't even see. I thought that I could, because I, for whatever reason, sometimes think that I know everything. Before I go any further, I have to say I am by no means telling any woman to stay in a marriage where she doesn't feel safe. I try to make sure I say that in all of my videos. I am not telling you to stay in a dangerous situation. I am just trying to tell my story in a way that can help you possibly save your marriage if you are not in danger. Because as soon as you take your eyes off of everything is his fault and you start going, what is my part and what do I need to work on? Because if I do leave this marriage and I end up with someone else, am I just going to repeat the same patterns and then hurt another human being? I wanted to make sure I wasn't going to do that. And so I decided to stay and put in all the work on myself and do all the deep work on my mess before going any further, no matter how much time that took, which was really difficult because when you're in a panic and you're hurting, you want to run as fast as you can because you just have had it. I get it. I appreciate it. I empathize with it. I feel all the feels when it comes to that. But you ultimately have to make the decision if you're willing to just go, okay, we're going to pause here because God is not in a hurry. I'm in a hurry. My feelings are in a hurry. My emotions are in a hurry. I feel like if I don't leave tomorrow, my kids are going to be ruined forever. There has to be some serious cost analysis here. So let's focus on belief here. Mark 11:24. For this reason I am telling you, whatever you ask for in prayer, believe, trust, and be confident that it is granted to you and you will get it. John 11:40. Jesus said to her, did I not tell you and promise you that if you would believe and rely on me, you would see the glory of God? Hebrews 11:1. Now faith is the assurance of the things we hope for, being the proof of things we do not see. 2 Corinthians 5:7. For we walk by faith, not by sight. Matthew 13:58. And he did not do many works of power there because of their unbelief, their lack of faith in the divine mission of Jesus. So this is a story where they're basically explaining that Jesus did very few miracles in his hometown because of their lack of belief. Matthew 21, verse 22. And whatever you ask for in prayer, having faith and really believing, you will receive. James 1:6. Only it must be in faith that he asks with no wavering. For the one who wavers is like the billowing surge out at sea that is blown hither and thither and tossed by the wind. For truly let not such a person imagine that he will receive anything from the Lord. A man of two minds is unstable and unreliable and uncertain about everything. So just think about if you struggle with going to God saying, I surrender, I believe, please fix my marriage. I'm trusting this with you. I hand it all over to you. And then you turn around and you take it back. You try and control it and fix it in your own time and in your own way. And you come up with your own strategies. Hey, I'm just being honest. That's totally me because I want things done right away. I struggle with patience. I don't struggle with unbelief. I struggle taking over, which I guess in essence is me not believing that God can do a better job, right? And that's a pride issue, whole different video. I just want to encourage you to take everything I said back to the Lord. Don't take my word for anything. Pull out your own Bible, read all the things. And before I forget, if you are still here, you're amazing. Down in the description below, I have a form you can fill out if you just want to stay connected. It says join the wait list because I am working on some resources for wives who want a little bit extra. And I would love nothing more than to be able to send you that information when it does become available. One last thing, your marriage and you as a human being are absolutely so important to God. He sees your marriage, He sees you. And one thing that I really had to work out is me thinking that my marriage actually wasn't bad enough for God to do a mighty work in it. Because I could say, well, my husband doesn't beat me. He doesn't cheat on me. He doesn't scream at me. He doesn't call me names. I sort of felt silly for a while begging for my marriage to be restored because I knew that there were other people in worse situations. And I just want to give you permission today that whatever your situation is, it is enough for God to care about it. Your pain, big or small, God sees it and He does care. So don't talk yourself out of thinking that you are not worthy of your marriage being restored or that you are not worthy of being healed and having your heart softened and having your mind renewed. You are absolutely worthy of that. I just want you to leave feeling hopeful and courageous to take all of this back to the Lord in prayer and to have a little wind in your sail as you move forward. So just remember to slow down, let God do His thing in His time. I love you so much. Thank you for watching. Until next time.